So this is a skill lah. Okay. Okay. So you all know from the past few lessons, right? This is definitely the master page, right? So okay, we go into the master page. Let's say this is the master page table. Okay. So master page, you all know this is the web content. Then we have the footer here. Okay. So definitely whatever is in the rainbow sheet will be here lah. Okay. Okay. Then this is where you identify. Okay. How does the master page, which are the different elements? So for example, the menu is here, product, about us, home, FAQ, these four things. Okay, so what you all see here, right, is basically here. Very clear, right? There's nothing special. It's just style, text line center and everything. Okay. Then you just go into the link lah, A class menu. Okay. So right now I don't put link button first because link button is you need to go and declare all the on click stuff lah. So we just put A first simply. So you go to class menu, then you go to the CSS. Just remember the CSS is always here, right? So you go to the CSS, then you look for menu lah. So menu is here. Okay. So how does the thing become pink like that? Okay, it's basically by this thing called hover lah. So menu hover. Okay, so if you all have seen the W3 schools, right, they'll probably show you hover. So anything you hover, this color will just turn to pink lah. Okay, so whatever you put in hover, basically they will inherit the class, the attributes of the previous, the parent lah, basically. So menu got font weight, bold, color, black, blah blah blah. They'll retain all the different attributes, but whatever you change, it will just change. So if you just change the color, it will just change to pink. If you change the size, then they also will change. Okay, so that's where you identify. Okay, so same thing. Let's say you want to identify. Okay, how does this thing appear, right? So how does this image here all appear? So you go to your, okay, so this is what page? Look here, product page, right? So you go to product page, right? So product page is quite simple, right? Search bar, text box, image button. I think the past few days we never talk about image button, but it's same as image. The difference is this button can click on. So this button is actually a clickable image button. Okay, so what you need for image button is the image URL, same thing, where you store the image, the size, everything. Then you put some styles. Okay. So this is where the search box is. So where you see this area is the search box here. Okay. And then we have our data list. I think you all see before, right? Quite a lot of times. So data list, repeat columns is 3, right? So that's why it's 3 columns. Then this is basically the template for every single data list. So every single item, this is okay. So why there's double div? The first div, okay. Okay, let me illustrate to you all. Okay, so the first div, right, basically makes it such that the width of every product is only within 90%. So for example, the whole page looks like this, like that, 100%. Then we have our let's see. Then we have our table, right? So let's say 33% is something like this, another 33% is something like this, and another 33%. Oh, okay, too small. Okay lah, assume 33%, 33%, assume I'm correct lah, 33%. Okay, so 33%, 33%, 33%. Let's assume it's like that. Then, okay, we don't want the image. You see this one, right? We don't want the image to touch the site, right? Unlike I think what Ang Yong you showed me, right? I'm not sure if yours touch the site or not, but if you didn't, it's okay, it's good. But yeah, but we don't want to touch the site, right? So we want the images to be something like this, 90%. So of course, in the 100%, there is always this imaginary table, right? Where it's something like that. Okay, send to back. Send. Can I send this to behind? Okay, whatever. Never mind. Okay, so just look at the table. So the table is like that. We want 90% of the table. Okay, so there's always this spacing here. Basically, 90% is to create this side spacing here. Okay, and then inside here is where we put our this is the gray line, right? So let's put it as gray lah. The gray outline. Okay, and then the actual image is here. Okay, then you might be thinking, why you need double? Why you cannot just remove this, right? So the logic behind that is because my image square. Okay, so look at this div. Basically is to cause the gray part to be a square. So image square, you can go and find is image square here. So my image square basically is fixed at 200 by 200. Okay, and then we want to centralize in the image. So why this cannot be the outer one is because if it's the outer one, it will vary according to the window size. Meaning okay, you see this one, right? Now my image don't move according to the window size. But if you notice, as we have different screen, right? As you move the thing, right, this thing will shift. The line here, it will not be the same as all the way, right? You see the cut suddenly going closer and closer. So certain things on website, for example, we don't want it to shift. I think the same example as that time I showed you all, right? The cool lights one, right? You don't want things to keep shifting. So certain things you must store within a div of a div. So the outer div can shift, but the inner one, you fix it to a certain size. So for example, this one, certain things change, like for example, the image. But if you notice, this whole menu bar will continue going, like it will stay in shape, basically. Okay, so you know that's why there's a table within a table within a div, something like that. Okay. Okay, so image square, then we have our image inside, right? This image is basically 90 by 90 lah. Okay, and then I think Ang Yong, you tried to centralize the thing, right? So how to centralize is basically you put width 90, height 90. Okay, and then in your image square, right? There is hang on, there is don't have Oh, don't have. Yeah, actually all you need is like that. Yeah, all you need is like that. Okay. So this is how you align. Let me see. With margin auto. Yeah, then the rest is just product. So this part I think you all should know already. So product, if you go into the code, basically it's just connection, list, command, open, read, while read, put into object, put into list. Basically everything that you have done so far. Okay, any question from anybody so far? Okay, no question. Okay, I assume no question. Okay, so today we will do, besides this, okay, I'm gonna let you all do some hands-on. Okay, let's start with, today we'll focus on all the different parts of the, okay, before we start, just to take note, whatever I've said before, right, how to identify is a very important part in the test. Okay, so I need you all to be able to identify the different parts of the HTML, the CSS, everything. Okay, so basically in the test there'll be like some questions that will give you, okay, I give you this whole project, and then I circle, let's say I circle this card, right? So how does it turn pink, and how does it where is all the classes and the CSS classes? Name the CSS class. So basically you have to go and find, let's say you have to go and find the CSS, right? Which is your menu here, right? And then you have to go and find you go into the master page, you go and circle which part is the thing lah. Okay, so the some information on the test will be on a PDF file. You just use Adobe Reader to fill in the PDF, and then there will be a file that I'll send you also. So for example project like this, I'll send you, and then I'll ask you, okay, this project, when you play the project, it will look like this. For example, you play a project, it will look like this. Where does this thing, where is it all from? what is the HTML code that is in, what is the CSS class that it uses, for example. Okay, so take note. Okay, today, come, let's all open your web portal. For those who don't have the web portal, I think Arvin and Eden, right? You all don't have the web portal, so I send you all. Okay. Okay, so for all the new people that just came in, I expect a response whenever I ask a question. If you all don't respond, I assume you're not listening. Okay, so this is a free and easy lesson. If you don't listen, you can just quit. No problem. Okay, I won't scold you off or anything. Just that if y'all don't listen, y'all cannot pass the test, it doesn't matter to me. Okay. Okay, so the file will be in. Please open it. How to open Visual Studio files? Very simple. Go to your, once you unzip, you'll see something like this. Okay. Don't open Visual Studio from the tab itself. Okay. Normally what I'll do is just go into the file. There is a s.sln file. Okay, if you have looked through all the past videos, you should know. SLN file, double click, you'll go into the Visual Studio already. Very simple. Okay. No need to open Visual Studio new project, all this kind of thing. Just double click the solution file. Okay. I assume Brian and Ang Yong is okay. Eden, can you download? And then I wait for you to open. And then Arvin also download and I wait for you to open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually my installer is like stuck for a while already.
You have some they ask you to select some stuff, is it?
No, I share screen.
Okay, we flip.
Yeah, I just stuck here for quite a while already.
Getting things ready. Internet is on, right?
Yeah.
You close and install again.
Mhm.
Close and install again. Could be a older version. Wait, let me find the. Okay. If really cannot, maybe just use the 2022 one. I can't remember where is the I can't remember where is the 2019 one. The installer lah. But I just send the link here lah. So just go into 2022, then just download. I don't think there'll be much changes lah. Just that certain things might seem different. But
Okay.
yeah, let's go ahead and install lah. Okay, for the rest, okay, today what we'll be doing is just basically exploring every single thing that you see here lah. Okay. Okay, yeah, Eden, you just listen while you install. Then of course this video is recording, so you can just replay when you have your free time.
Okay, can.
Okay, same thing, right? Let's go into page, what is on page 3, the product. Page 2 is what? Page 2 is, yeah, Brian and Ang Yong just create new page. Too many things already. Okay, new page. Let's call it web form Visual C. For Brian and Ang Yong, if y'all cannot follow, just tell me, because I'm based on your. Okay, page 4 lah. For me, it's page 4. Okay, select master page. Then we go to. It's always called master page, or is it 1? Wait, okay, it's 1. Okay, so we do master page 1. Okay, first thing, let's talk about some stuff that is similar to data list, but it's not the same. Okay, the first one, maybe we go with drop down list. Okay, so drop down list is a simpler thing than data list. Okay, it's basically just show you an example. Basically, where's my where is my Okay, it's basically like this drop down list. Okay, so when you drop down, you'll see a list of things that you can do, and then you click, and then something happens. Okay, so basically inside, right, what will be, sorry, what you will contain is basically a list item lah. Okay,
Okay.
and then sorry, somebody say something.
I think you didn't share screen.
Oh, I didn't share. Sorry. Okay. Thanks for telling me. Okay, sorry. Okay. Why didn't I share screen just now? Was Eden doing something, right? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. First thing is the drop down list. Hope you all can find in your program. Drop down list. Okay. So I drag. Drop down list. Sorry. What it looks like is this. Okay. So drop down list. So it's just a list of words in the drop down that you can select. Once you select, it will go into another page or you do something different. Okay. So for this site example now is SGD, right? What happens if you drop down, let's say to USD, it will change to USD for example. Okay, so e-commerce website normally is like that. They have different currency. They when you drop down, something will change. Okay, so same for ours. We will try to do something like that. Okay, maybe just put like drop down list 1, item 1, then ASP list item 2. Okay, all these I'll try to go quite quickly because drop down list, all this is very simple thing. Okay, so you can either edit the stuff from here, or you can always go to design. Okay, in the design, you see there's this arrow thing here you can click, then you edit items. You can basically change from here So when you add new item, you can just put item 3, then the value and everything will be the same. So it's the same as in the code like that. Okay, so but normally I prefer you all to do it from the code because like I said, design sometimes not accurate one. Okay, so there is two ways to utilize this drop-down list. For example, I'm just going to put in a text box here and a button. I'll explain to you why later. Okay, so same thing. I put button display. Okay, basically this button is to display whatever that I choose in the text box, I display in the whatever I choose in the drop down list, I display in the text box. Okay, so display, then put some breakpoint, and then breakpoint and unclick, create new event. Okay, I hope you all remember what page load is for. So is post back. This one quite an important thing in the test. Okay, so the first way we're gonna do to display in the text box, txt drop down. Okay, is to use the button to click based on the selected item, and then it pastes here. Okay, so same thing. What happens when you click? It goes into display click, right? So display click here. How to get the item from the drop down? Let's rename. Let's call it DD items. Okay, easier to call. So DD items dot selected. Okay, so here selected, you can choose a lot of different things. There's different reasons why you will choose selected index, selected value, selected what. Okay, but here we will use selected value. Okay. Normally it's in a string, but sometimes we want to make sure that it's string, so you just put 2 string. It's the same as the database item that comes down as a data reader, right? So we put 2 string. Okay. So declare this as a string. So string maybe selected item equals to DD selected value to string. Okay. Then from here, let's say display. So txt dropdown.text equals to selected item semicolon. Okay, so quite simple, 3 items only. Just print it into your browser. Okay, we have page 4, right? So item here, let's say you choose item 2, you display, you should see item 2 here. If you choose item 3, you display, you should see item 3 here. Okay, so this is the first way that we're gonna display lah. So that's the way where if let's say you in let's say For example, let me see is there a good reason why we do that? Okay, for example, we want to add something to cart. Let's say there's this item lah. Okay, we add to cart. Okay, and then we go to the cart. This example will be used somewhere here. For example, you click new address. When you click blah, 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 you don't want the page to keep loading lah, basically. Okay, so you want this to be static. Once you select a country, blah blah, then you click checkout. That's one of the functions why you want the button to be there. The other way to utilize a drop-down list, which is what you'll see in here, right here, is okay, you have to declare this thing called auto post back true. Okay, so what happens is whenever you click the drop down at the selected item, it will act as though it's a post back event. Okay, so just remember what is a post back event. It will cause the whole page to reload. Okay, so when it acts as a post back event, okay, what you can do is you can also declare on selected index change, then you create new event. Okay, so what this does is the moment you click something from here, it acts the same as the on click display button. Okay, so it calls this new function that you just created here. Okay, so let's say we want to use this way. Okay, we don't care about this button way. Comment out. Same thing in here, you still have to declare your selected item. So once the selected index change, you'll call this function. You get the value of the selected item. Okay, then you display down in your text box here. Okay, so if you want to see if you want to see what it looks like, now it's blank. If I choose item 2, it displays here without clicking the button. Item 3 also same thing. Okay, so same as here lah. When I change to USD, I change to SGD, it will change to SGD, for example. Okay. So far, any question?
Actually, can I see your code again? Because a bit.
Can. No. I'm going through very fast, but later I'll send you all the new this folder lah for you to see. Okay.
Oh, okay.
No problem. Today is quite a fast one because a lot of things that we're going through is very small lah. Okay, like you see the two box Okay. But y'all can try as I go lah. Just if it's too slow, then just listen lah. Okay. Okay. For the new people, right? Normally after during my lessons, I'll send you all the files for the project. So no need to worry. Okay. Okay. Page 4 now. Same thing. Okay. We are going to do. Okay. I'm just going to centralize this. I cannot see the style with 90% margin 0 auto. Yeah, I'm just gonna close this inside here lah. Okay, so basically what I'm doing is I'm pushing this to the middle lah. I don't want you all to see the other side lah. Okay, then margin top. Okay lah, easier to see now, right? Now it's in the middle. Okay. The next thing we will go through. Okay, because we see drop down already. Now we try checkbox list. Same thing as drop down list. Oh, sorry. Before that. Okay, this is the first way to populate a drop down list when it's like manually typed. So then sometimes people ask me, what if all this currency is within a database? Like certain people want certain currencies in there already. Then they want to change certain currency, how they pull it back into the drop down. So the way to populate the drop down list is the same way as you populate the data list, slightly different. Just slightly different, okay? The first step is you declare a list, but instead of your object, you just declare a string. Okay, so let's say drop down items, okay, equals to new list string items. Okay, so then let's say you add drop down items dot add item 1, then you just keep going add 1, add 2, add 3. Then you item 1, item 2, item 3. Then same thing. Y'all remember when we did the what is that? The data list, right? We use this list product dot data source equals to blah blah blah. Now we can use the same thing. The only difference is The only difference is we don't have to use this create data source because the list is already in a list. So dropdown list, they expect a list of string. Okay, but for data list, they expect a list of data table. Okay, so here is called dropdown items, right? DB items, and then you just put your dropdown items here. Okay, so let's see, let's remove. Okay, now I remove all these. So my list is basically blank. Okay, and then we see from here. Okay, same, just that the items is changed. Okay, so this is the way to input items into a drop down. So yeah, and then everything works accordingly. Same thing. Okay, that's for drop down. The second one I'm gonna go through is checkbox list. Okay, checkbox list. Same thing. You can always use the program way to declare dot data source drop down items. Then make sure you data bind. Okay, make sure you remember what this data bind is for. Is to lock the items to the database. Okay. Okay, so checkbox list we can just display. Oops, yeah, not. Oh, sorry, wrong data bind. Okay, so item 1, 2, 3. Okay, so checkbox, the feature is you, as a default item, right? It will allow you to click multiple. So some people don't want like that. Some people only want, once you click this one should be blank. Okay, so the way to accomplish that, okay, is to you have to cause a on click event or on selected event. Okay, so same thing as here, you can always on selected index change, create new event, go back to your code, then this thing will come out, right? So first you get a string selected check equals to checkbox. Okay, I hate this name. Hang on. Let's do checkbox. This checkbox list dot selected value. Then you just checkbox list. Sorry, you can hang on. Selected value. Okay, never mind. I'll teach you how to unclick later. I show you all the same thing. So when you click here, it will jump into here, the text box. So same thing, if you put this here, sorry, I got the selected check. Do I have an error? There's an error here. Okay. Checkbox list, right? It will go into, oops, what happened? Does not exist. Oh, save. Okay, so if you click, wait, something missing. Auto post back true. Okay, so just remember auto post back selected index. If you don't declare auto post back, nothing will happen. Let's see now. There, selected. Okay, so this one is based on the most top selected value. So if let's say you select 1, 2, and 3, right, they'll select the first one. If you select 2 and 3, they'll select the first one. If you select only 3, they'll select the first one. Okay, so that's why you can select multiple items in this checkbox. Later, I'll show you how to take all the items. Okay, but this is just a simple checkbox. Normally, for us, we don't do a checkbox list. If let's say the client wants them to check one and don't check the rest, right? We use radio button list. Okay, these three is actually around the same. Radio button list, checkbox list, and drop down list. The only difference is checkbox can choose more than one. But radio button is exactly the same. Okay, just a circle instead of a tick, right? So let's call it RB list. Let's do auto post back. And let's do on selected index. Let's create new event. We also declare the same thing, right? So RB list dot data source Let's do drop down items, rb list dot data bind. Okay, and then when you select the time, just copy this and put into here. Okay, so oh damn, it's too close already. So let's break it a bit. Okay, so notice if you select this one, oh wait, did I miss something? I miss something. Auto prospect. True. Oh, sorry, wrong thing. List item index. Okay. Okay, yeah. So if you click item 1, it will be item 1. If you click item 2, it will change because the section will change. Okay. So normally if client 1, okay, I want to select this, I don't want to select this one. If only one item can be selected, then we use radio button. If they want multiple things can be selected, then we use checkbox. Okay, until here, any question from anybody? Any question? No question? Okay. The next one we'll go through is drop down, checkbox. Okay, single checkbox is the same as checkbox. You can do everything. So it's like a button. Once you click, then you check, you do something like button click. So the only difference is here is I'm not sure is it on click or on check. Yeah, on check change. That's the only difference. Instead of on click, it's on check change for a single checkbox. Okay. Okay, the next item we go through, let's see, localize. Okay, don't use table from ASP. ASP table is slightly different from the normal table. So don't use the table from ASP. Tag box, you all know already. RB list, RB radio button is the same as normal, same as a checkbox, a single checkbox. Image button, image. The rest you all don't need. Checkbox list, drop down. Calendar also can. Okay, show your calendar. Okay, calendar, normally it looks like this. If you want to change the design, normally what I'll do is I'll ask you to use it from the design side. So in calendar, if you click this right side, there's this auto format. There's a lot of design for you to select. Okay, so let's say you like this design but you don't like the color, you can always change it in the inside. So how do you change it? Let's say, okay, I want this one, but I don't like the thing to be blue. I want to change to, let's say, green. Okay, so you apply, you okay, then you look for, you go inside the calendar, okay, you look for the color that is blue. If I'm not wrong, it's this one, header style. Then if you want green, just put green. I think it will change. Oh, sorry, this one is the words. Sorry, different. Header style. Sorry, back color should be this one. So green. Okay, all these y'all can go and explore. Now it's green. Okay, so all these y'all can go and explore. You have the today after the lesson to go and explore. Okay, everything here I will ask you a little bit how to fill data list, how to fill drop down list, how to cause what happens when you select the checkbox, or I give you a sample code and then I give you, okay, auto post that equals to false. On-site index change is, let's say, this function, what will happen, something like that. Okay, all these will be in the test. Make sure you all know. For calendar wise, you can okay, normally how I fire the event is you just double click, okay, then the date will be selected. So how to get the date is string selected date equals to calendar1 dot selected date dot to string. Okay, then you print in your txt dropdown. Save. Then we can go back to here. Oh, hang on. I think I coded wrongly. Selected date. Okay, so if you click 12, then they'll show you 12, 5, 2022, 12 a.m. Okay. Okay. How do you get just the date? Okay, when you say to string, there is a format one. Okay, so you open, there is this format, but you don't have to follow all this format. You can. I mean, there's no there is no reason not to lah. Okay, you can always follow. Let's say you just want a month and a day, then you just M lah. Okay, so the date format basically goes like this: day slash month slash year. So if you don't want the day, then you just remove the DD. Okay, then this is to basically get the format lah. So if you only choose this, basically when you click, you only will get the day, month, year. Okay, if you choose just the day, sorry, you remove the day, then you get month and year. Okay, so whatever you remove is whatever whatever is there is whatever will display lah. Okay, so D equals, sorry, let me give you all in comments. D equals to day, N equals to month, Y equals to year. Okay, and then for hours is basically HH, for minutes is small m, for second is SS. Okay, this is for calendar. So certain projects need you to do this, but not many actually. So but it's also a good thing, good widget to learn. Yeah, labeling button. Okay, that's all. Any question from anybody so far? Any question from anybody so far? No, no question. Okay. Let me see the lesson plan. What else do we have? Lesson plan. Okay. This is the almost the second hour already. I give you all a break. Y'all come back at 12. Then we start again. Okay. Between that, if y'all don't need a break, I will send you the file. Hang on, I'll send you the file for this, and you can constantly ask me questions until 12. Okay. Okay, send to compress. Okay, new module 2 will be in the Zoom. Right, send ready. Anybody got a question? Just ask me. If not, give you all a break until 12, then I start again, okay? I will leave some stuff on the screen, all this stuff, to let y'all see, but I'm not sure whether can fully see or not. Maybe I compress. Compress. Oh, y'all might need this one also. How do I? Okay, all these y'all can see before, right? So it's basically the same thing. Just open one enough, Open one enough. Ang Yong and Brian, you okay? Understand everything that I just said?
Yeah.
Can
Yeah.
Because only 2 of y'all have been up to date with the lessons. The rest here, make sure you watch the previous videos. But almost everything here is like the same, right? Selected value to string, you all know already. Just the only thing is where do you get the selected value. So okay, the difference between data list and all these things here is that this one, remember we talked about input and output, right? Read and write. So database, there's a read and write statements, right? This one is a different read and write data list. So data list is a read, so where it displays information. right is where you give the user information, they select what they want, and then it goes into a choice, and then it goes into your functional program or whatever lah. Okay, so this is this is just read and write lah. So everything in ASP is basically read and write, whether you display or whether you get input. So same as for example, label, right? Label and text box. Label is a print, text box is an input. But of course, you can also print as a text box, but people don't have to keep seeing text box. Okay. Okay, you're able to download the file, the new file. Brian and Ang Yong, able to download the file?
Still downloading.
Okay. Do you all need a break or you want me to continue? My decision up to you all, because this is.
What do we have left for?
Okay, the next one is a bit more interactive. Today, the first part is just me going through all the different items where I will test you all. The next part, okay, is where we talk about this thing called database design. Okay, database design. You all need a toilet break? You all can go first before I start. By the way, no answer means no, so I just carry on. So if you all answer, then means yes. Brian, you okay? Need toilet break?
Yes, I see.
Go. 12 o'clock we start. Okay. 12 o'clock we start.
So we're in lesson 5, right?
We are lesson 5. Wait. Did I send you all the what is it? This one?
No, I think you sent previously. I think the
I sent
new
previously, is it?
people don't know about that.
Okay. But never mind, y'all don't need to know the lesson plan. Just need to know what I teach y'all already. I keep losing the today we are at okay, my lesson plan slightly different from what is here because some things are not sufficient. This lesson 5 will be on tomorrow. Okay, today is like 4.5 before that. So by this Friday, okay, so basically today is Wednesday, right? So tomorrow is the second last lesson. Then the last lesson will be Friday. From Saturday onwards, okay, everybody here is free to choose whether you want to do the test on which day. So if you're very, very ready, anyway, test is open book. I just send you the document you can take one whole day, and then the next day you pass back to me. So if let's say you say, okay, Samuel, I'm ready on Saturday. So I give you Saturday, whatever time on Saturday, I give you the test, and then cannot share with other people. You give you the test, you code out whatever you have, and then the next working day. So let's say if Saturday I give you, Monday we host a call, you explain whatever you've coded from your project and why you answer certain things on the test. Okay. So the it's both theory and practical. So I'll ask you to code, I'll ask you to answer a few questions as well. Upon finishing the test, then if I satisfied, then I give you all the contract. Then we can start already. So it's a fast game. Okay, so if you all take like 3 days before you say you want to start the test, also can. No problem. But when y'all start is when y'all start to earn money. Okay.
So can I ask some question about the code?
About the sorry? About the code?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, come.
SMS so you see here the list of product list. So the product is a class.
Product list. What do you mean? Oh, the previous code, is it?
Line. Yeah. Have you seen the screen?
Your screen, you shared?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I can see. Sorry.
So the list product list.
Yeah,
So the product is a class, is it?
it's a object class. You
Yeah,
you go into your Solution Explorer, the right side, the Solution Explorer. Okay, you scroll up. You scroll up. Okay, you see your app code. Inside app code, there's a product.cs, right? That's your product class, right? So same as Java, we have a object class, and then you put all the attributes inside, right? So same here, product list is a list of all the objects that we have. But yes, you're right, product is a class.
So how you can import the product.cs into this file?
So this is a special thing. Only my kind of project can do this kind of thing. If you try and create a new Visual Studio project, and then you open, you click asp.web, right? You will not have this function. It's just that because you see in the folder there's a bin folder, right? There's a bin folder. Okay, inside there's a certain DLL file that I did where it's one of the Microsoft scripting file, one of them, where I allow you all to link the files. So there is no import. Whatever class you create, any class can access. That's how we make it efficient. Okay. So in company wise, okay, this is extra information, you don't have to know, but the way we code, right, we try to make it as efficient as possible. So if you can skip certain import class or whatever step, I will help you skip. So when you all develop new project, let's say there's a really new project coming. Of course, now we still have ongoing projects. So whenever you all finish the test, you all will be, I will assign you all to different project, but it's ongoing. So there'll be a code there already. But if let's say you all use a different project, right? Basically, what you need to do is you copy this entire solution. So the ASP.NET module 2, you copy, you rename all the file, then you just code from there. You don't create new project from Visual Studio or whatever. Yeah. So it's very simple until that. Okay. So that's how my company works.
So that means I can move the product.cs to archive.
No, cannot. Okay, so every class, every class that you create must be app code, app underscore code.
Okay.
So every new class. So let's say, okay, in future there is not just the product class, there's a user class, because user got username, password, name, email, whatever. There can be a user class. Okay, so all these kind of object class can go inside app code, but you can also put classes that is like no need to be object. Like for example, you see the special character, right? I think you saw this now. The SQL class, right? There's an SQL class, yeah. So this is one of the classes that I use to replace special characters. So because, for example, if you all go into SQL, you all learn, right? SQL, you cannot insert a single code into your database. You go and try, you will come out error. So you go to School, you type select star from something where item equals to, then you single quote at the two sides, right? Then you put a single quote in the middle, it will come out error. So whenever people use a single quote, you must put a double single quote. So this is like error checking, for example. So sometimes I have one file just to error check. I have one file just to, I have one file for all the classes, something like that. Okay, but later on when we do project, I will go through with you all. Okay.
Okay, understand.
Any more question? Now 12 already.
Samuel, can you send the file again for us? Mine is corrupted. Yeah.
Your one is what? Corrupted?
Yeah, I don't know. It's the format is damn weird. It's not a zip file.
It's not a zip file. Okay, I tell you what, I send in WhatsApp. Is that okay?
Okay, fine.
Yeah, maybe the Zoom spoil my file. Hang on. Okay. Now I remember. Share screen. Okay. Now we will go through something called database design. Okay, this is how we okay, I don't really need this anymore. This is how we, should I even open? Okay, never mind. Let me, don't need to open. I show you how by a second, documentation. Oh, this is too simple. Hang on. I have a database structure. This is the one. Okay. For those of you who already know SQL, you take this as a revision, but this will also be tested in the test. So this is okay. Database itself is one section of a test. ASP is another section, and C# is another section. So there's basically three parts of the test. You got one whole day to do it. Okay. Let's talk about what this whole thing is. Okay, but in a logical sense. So for those of you who don't know what is database, this is introduction to database. Okay, let's start with a simple problem. So let's say a client wants to have an e-commerce website with user login capabilities. Okay, so I expect some answers from you when I ask your question. No way, you'll be in simple answers. Okay, the website must be able to display products. Okay, the website must also allow users to view their previous orders. Okay, anybody don't understand what I just typed? No, okay, can you turn on your mics? Because this one will be continuous conversation. Okay, in an e-commerce website, all right, there is always, this is what we call entity objects. Okay, so I'm going to give you all one entity object, which is basically all the nouns. Basically, okay, one object will be products. Okay, like y'all have seen, there's a product table. So you need a collection, whenever you need a collection of something, like a collection of products, that becomes a table by itself. Okay, so this is a products table. Okay, anybody can give me another table. Give me some other table from this statement here. This whole statement. What
Order
other
table.
Okay, good. That's a valid order table. Any more? Eden and Arvin, just jump in if y'all can. Okay, this is a simple discussion. Come, another table. There's at least one or two more here.
I think Arvin type user.
User, okay, can. User table. Okay, we stop here first. User order products. Okay, why these are tables is because you can. Okay, so when you develop in e-commerce, try to imagine what a table will have. Okay, so for example, you've seen. I know Brian Ang, right? You all have seen the product table, right? So the product table normally looks like this. Okay, you have the ID, you have the name, you have the price, you have the description, you have the image URL, right? Because we need an image, and maybe stock and whatever other thing they have. Like you see the cool lights one, right? There's so many things that they have, like the dimension, width, brightness, color, all this. Okay, but all those things we don't have to care. The main view normally looks like this. Okay, so within all this, there is something what we call data type. Let's type it here. Data type. Okay, so there's a few options for data type. Data type can come in float, varchar. This is basically called string. Varchar is string. Integer. I think it's Boolean. I can't remember what is it called in SQL. It could be Boolean as well. Okay, but these are the four options that we have in the most common ones. So I'm just going to fill in one and then, sorry, two. I'm just going to fill in two and then you'll tell me whether or not what is the rest. Okay, so for example, ID, integer. Okay, because the ID is normally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, for example. Okay, name. Anybody can tell me name what data type should it be?
String.
Okay, in database it's called varchar. Okay, varchar. But correct, no issue. Price. Okay, wait, nobody say. Brian, can give me what is the data type for price?
I think it's float.
Float, is it? Okay, okay, good. You can also consider string. Later I tell you why. Okay. Description. Come, anybody give me.
Virtual.
Yeah, Vacha. Simple, right? All my lessons very simple. Okay, image URL. This one will be like a assets slash img.png. So what can this be?
The same thing, virtual.
Vacha. Okay. Then stock. Okay, this stock depends, but normally it's integer. Okay. Okay, let me tell you why price is string. Some people they got different currency. So inside the price, the table, they have Singapore dollar, $10. Then other product, they have I don't know, European dollar, $5 example. So the price that they want, right, sometimes is not fixed because they import things from other place. So like this Orchid stuff that y'all see, right? This one, right? Actually, this lady, she import things from other place, but she want to sell it together. Okay, so she never say she want different currency yet. I hope it's not. I hope she can just sell in SGD lah. But some people, they will do this kind of thing. So that's how you need string lah. Then it's a bit headache for y'all lah. Okay, but of course, safest just put float lah. But if you're lazy, also can just put string lah. No problem. Okay. Okay, so this is data type for products table. Okay, now you have seen certain so-called variables from a product table. Can y'all give me some okay, give me some column names for the order table. So this one. Order table. So this one would be, can I put a design? Order table. Okay, can give me some column names. Come, just shoot.
ID, yeah. And ID they have name.
Name of what? What
The
name?
product.
Okay, product name. So basically what you buy, right? Okay, next. Okay, I don't care. Each person give me one. Brian. This thing. Come.
I think we can be posture date. The buy data.
Date, okay.
Yeah.
Quantity.
Good. Sorry, Ang, what you say?
Quantity.
Quantity, okay. Eden and Arvin, give me one. Order number is ID lah. Arvin, order number is ID.
Price.
Price, good. Price. There's definitely more. One more. Come, Arvin, give me one. Right. Come, definitely have one. Definitely have. I can give you 10 more, but definitely have. Come on. Just think. What do you normally see in your receipt? What do you normally see in your receipt? Your transaction receipt, your transaction when you go shopping, when you go grocery shopping, you come up receipt, right? All the different things that you can find in your receipt that is not common. Tax, yes. Something more. Okay, when you do online shopping, you should see something in your order receipt. How you receive the thing. So something must be inside there.
Address is
Address, yeah. See, very simple, right? Address. Okay, then how does the person contact you? Think along those lines. How does the person contact you? Phone number, okay. Okay, good. This is basically very common sense. Okay, so when we do database development, right, basically just think in common sense. What do you need the order form to do? So, for example, your product you need to display, but then the product you also need to buy. So then you need price. But order table, okay, this table basically is used for, let's say when the customer buy already, he want to see back his order. When he see back his order, the order table must have certain things like address, phone number, blah blah blah. Okay. Let's go next one. So user table, okay. User table. Okay, let's put it different color. Come, somebody just should give me something. Don't give me ID lah. ID is normal. But I tell you why ID is normal. But later first. User table. Associated with login, sign
A
in.
transaction history.
That is a table by itself. Not wrong, but that is a table by itself. But it's okay.
Password.
Another thing. Okay, password.
Password username.
Username. Okay, don't say it. Let the rest say. Eden, Brian, Arvin, just say something. User very easy one. Actually can be the same as here. Doesn't have to be different. You can have the same thing. But later I tell you why having the same thing is not good. Come. Username, password. Registration date. Okay. Registration date. Brian and Eden. Give me something.
Email.
Sorry? Email. Okay.
If like the address,
Address can also. No problem.
then like if they got order something like their order
Yeah.
number or something like that.
Can be common. Okay. Why y'all never say full name?
Oh.
Why y'all never say full name? The username doesn't mean full name, right? Can be ABC123. Then how you know the person's name? Then the you don't know. Let's say the website say your account got your account has some outstanding order that you never finish and check out. So how does the website address you in the email, for example? Okay. So certain things common lah. Just think in common sense. Don't think so far away. Everything in here is common sense. Okay. Now we have this three table. You all know the basically the format of the table. Okay. I'm gonna teach you all how do they link to each other. Okay. So okay, in the tables, right, we usually try to link them through this is what we call ER model. Okay, I don't know Arvin got learned before or not, but this is basically the same whatever you learn in school. If you haven't learned, don't worry, I teach you now. Then school will be easier. Okay, ER model is basically the link between different tables. How do different tables interact with each other? Okay, so for example, just give you an example. User buy product. So you just use a statement, user buys product, which means these two things are linked together. Okay, user makes purchase. Okay, it's not very cheap, right? But in simple terms, user buy one product and put into order table. This is basically the meaning. Okay, but in functional wise, you just say user make purchase. So which means the user is also linked to the order table. Okay, and then here there's basically nothing because you won't say product is on. Okay, actually you can say product is on the order list. Technically it is you can. Okay, so you can say order list contains some products, for example. Okay, so this is how they all are linked. Okay, this is how I show you all one example. Later I give you another sample, then you all give me answers. Okay, how now we have to determine. We have to determine. Okay, there's this thing called foreign key. Okay, this is a bit theory, but you all need to know primary key. Okay, these two things, primary key and foreign key, is very important for you all to understand. Primary key basically is the column in every table that is unique. Every row that it has, right, it has to be a unique value. Okay, so for example, okay, I should open my database. Hang on. Or can I just hang on? Let me see. I see the cool lights one. Cool lights. Okay, okay. Oops, no, this is cool lights. Okay, so for example, we have the product table, right? Okay, can you all see this ID column? The numbers, right, is always ascending. There's no number that is the same. If you go next page, also the same. If you go next page, also the same. Right, so that's why that we always have the ID column. It's basically a number that keeps increasing. Okay, the more data you put in, the more it increases. Then basically this number will be unique for the whole table. Okay, so there will never be like a 970 anywhere else in the table lah, basically. Okay, so primary key. Okay, I'm just going to define here for you. Y'all try to remember. Column that is unique to entire table. Sorry, has unique values. Okay. Okay, foreign key is something different. Foreign key is a column in a table where the primary key of another table is linked. Okay, this is a, I know sometimes some of you are a bit confused. Why is this? Okay, in a table, in a normal table, I'm just going to use the product for example. Okay, in a normal table, you'll see things like this, right? So let's say ID 1, product 1, $2, blah, blah, blah. And the image is some www dot something. Stock maybe is 2. Then you have, oh shit, okay. Product 2, price 2, whatever, www dot, and then let's say 10. Okay, so let's say we follow this statement. User makes purchase, right? So in his order table, this is basically what you all have mentioned. In his order table, you write here, product 1, today, he buy 1, he buy $2, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Okay. What happens if the user buy 2 things? Then normally you will associate it with like that, right? But in SQL form, you cannot put things like this. That's a rule. Okay. So how we identify products is by the product ID. Okay. So instead of product name here, it will be product ID. So you can say this ID is linked to this ID. So in the orders table, the product ID, which is this table's ID, is the foreign key. Okay, so you identify by the user, he buy product number 1 and product number 2. Until here, anybody don't understand? Anybody don't understand from here? Okay, this is foreign key. This is the definition of foreign key. Okay, a primary key from another table that is inside another. Foreign key of, let's say, table 1, which is the order table, is the primary key of table 2, which is the other table, the products table. Okay. However, in this kind of format, okay, this is called a non-normalized table. Okay, non-normalized. Either non-normalized or unnormalized. Basically, it's not normalized. Non-normalized table. Okay. Okay. Why is it called non-normalized? Because there's 2 values within a certain value. Okay. This cannot happen in a non-normalized table. So how do we make it normalized? Is normally what they will do is they will have another product ID. here, then you have 2. Okay, but then you'll say, then if I buy 5 products, will they have 5 columns? Then the column will never be fixed, which is correct. That is not supposed to happen. Okay, so that's why there is something called we call this the order product middle table. Okay, how does this work? So this order product middle table is the link between this table and this table. Okay, how does that link? Let me show you. Okay, in the order product table, there is a product ID foreign key. There is also a order ID product ID. Okay, and then there's the other stuff lah. Later y'all can see. So this product ID, this order, right, will not even have the product ID foreign key. Okay, show you why later. Inside the order product middle table, okay, it will have this order ID. So this ID goes into here. This product ID goes into here. What if I buy 2 things? If I buy 2 things, I'll have the same order ID and I'll have a different product ID, but the main primary key of the order dash product table will still be the same. Sorry, will still be different. Okay, so in this sense, right, this table, okay, is the middleman between this and this. Okay, up to here, I'm very sure y'all have questions. If y'all don't have questions, I'll just continue. Okay, what do y'all not understand from this concept? Just ask me. If do y'all need me to re-explain or certain things that y'all don't understand, just ask me.
What's the purpose of having this table? Like all this,
the middle
knowing
table,
all this, yeah, knowing all these things.
Okay, so knowing all this, right, is how we display things onto the website, onto the web. Okay, you in a order table, remember I said you cannot have more than one value inside a foreign key, right? So for example, product ID, right? Let's say you don't have this middle table. Okay, what you will get is basically the same order ID, the same stuff, but you will order product 1 and product 2. This cannot happen in your primary key. You get it? Because your primary key must be unique. Why it must be unique is because it has to identify everything by a unique table. Give you an example. Some fella want to name their products the same name, but the only difference they have is the price is different. How you identify the product if the name is the same? Right. So if let's say the price is $1 $5, $1 $2. So in the program, the customer tell you, oh, I have the same product, but then this one costs $5, this one costs $2. So how do you identify which thing the buyer buys? So therefore, you need a primary key for every single table to identify in case everything else got something similar. Give you an example. You see this tree thing, right? The name is exactly the same. The only difference is the picture. The picture is also the same. The price also the same. The category ID, all that also the same. The only difference is this part, the weight. This is the weight of the box. The weight of the thing is different. Okay, so some clients, they're funny, they want to change certain things, but the name is exactly the same. If you can see that. Okay, so the name is exactly the same. That's why we have to identify by the ID itself. So just in case some order they buy exactly the same, right? We have to identify by a different number. So that's why we cannot put the same ID in the primary key. Hence, that's why you cannot have this kind of situation. So if you want to have a situation like this, you need the middle table where you can have, let's say you whenever you display something, right? Okay, let's say whenever you display something on the web, okay, you want to display the transaction, okay, I mean, y'all have coded the SQL before already, right? So let's say you want to display the transaction receipt. Okay, so step one, what you do is you select from order table. But how do you get the individual products from what this guy buy? Will be select star from order product, where order ID equals to whichever ID is your ID, your order. Then for his current order details, where ID equals to 004, example. Okay, so these two tables, right? What you will get from the first one is basically the general thing. For example, the address. The address should be in the order table. Okay, because the customer just insert one time, address here, where to deliver to, who to contact, can already. You don't have to put it in the middle table. The middle table is basically to store the primary key and the foreign key stuff. Okay. However, you can also say there's a quantity. Okay, because let's say I buy 1 of product 1 and 2 of product 2. So in total, you buy 3 items, right? So then here is a summary where you buy 3 items in total. And then let's say here also can have price, because individual price different ma. So let's say the first price is $5, the second price is $2, right? So then this, instead of price, will be a total price. So this will be 5 plus 4, $9. Okay, so in the table, when you select star from wherever, okay, the transaction, there's obviously different things to say, right? So there's always a name, the delivery address, then total price. Then you will find that there's a table of the things that you order, product, price, quantity, and whatever, right? So these 3 things, wow, very hard to see. My mouse also very hard to see. Give me a second. Okay, so these 3 things is from the orange table, which is the order table here. Okay, so you select star from orders where order ID equals to 004. Then you get all these tables. So the things like the address, price, date of order, everything will be at the top. Then comes the part where there's a collection of everything that the customer buy. So this will be another table by itself. So this will be select star from order dash product, where order ID equals to okay, here is 004 lah, but we just call it as 1. Then these 2 columns will be selected. So when these 2 columns selected, what you can display is just the product and the quantity. So you can just say the product will be, let's say 1, the price is $5, and the quantity you buy 1. Then the second one will be product number 2, price is 2, and the quantity you buy 2, something like that. Okay, any questions so far or anything you all don't understand?
Can we explain the bottom part again?
This one, this bottom part.
Yeah.
Okay, this bottom part. Okay, so in the receipt, right, we have 2 tables, right? Sorry, we have 2 sections. Just think of a normal receipt, right? So the receipt, there is always the address delivery section. So that first part will be taking from the summary table, right, which is the order table. Order where ID equals to 1, example. Okay, the second part, because it's not in the order table, is in your middle table, right? That's where you get all the different products, the details, the ID and the quantity and the price. So the second part is from order product, where order ID equals to 1. Okay, so when you use this statement, in this table, you will select everything here, because the order ID here is a value of 1. So I can understand so far?
Yeah, can.
Can. Okay. Remember I said I take it as a game. Whatever I teach you, I'll take it as a game. This is the way we code. Okay. Coming back to this kind of table. So now we know, right? We have basically 3 different tables, right? So 1, 2, 3. Then we have one more. This is called the order product table. Okay, so this is basically in between this. Now, how do you know what foreign key goes where? You can also say, why can't this ID go inside here? Or why can't this product ID, sorry, why can't this order ID go inside here? Okay, how does a foreign key go into different tables is based on number logic. Okay, what do I mean by number logic? That means, okay, so this is the original thing, right? The question here is, how many orders can, sorry, how many products can be in one order? Okay, so this statement, okay, assume the direction is this way. How many products can be in one order? So if it's by logic, is many, right? You can buy 10 products, 5 products, 20 products, doesn't matter. Okay, in SQL, this is called one dot dot star. Star means many, so you can buy from one product up to star product. Okay, this notation, okay, is there's 3 ways to notate this. There is 0 dot dot star, there is 1 dot dot star, there is star dot dot star. Of course, this can also be 0 dot dot 0. Oops, no space. Okay, and 1 dot dot 1. Okay, okay, okay. Basically, that's 5 lah. But let me tell you why. Okay, why is like that? Is because every order can have 1 up to 1,000 products. So that's why it's like that. But whenever you make an order, you cannot have 0 products because then you're not buying anything. So you cannot have an order without products. So therefore, you cannot be 0. Okay. Same thing if I go the other way. If I go the other way,
Many to one.
same. Yeah. 1 to many lah. Quite 1 to many. Because one product, that means a certain product can be in many people's orders. Right. One person can order many times. So like that. Okay.
Is there when is the case like 0 to many?
Okay, let me show you later. I'll show you later. Okay. Yeah. Good question. I'll show you later. Okay, so basically think of it as very logical. How many products can be in one order? How many orders can be in one product? So one product can have many orders because many people can make 1,000 orders, but they buy the same product. So one product will be in many different orders. So if you imagine here, right? Imagine here, the same guy or a different guy can have many different orders, but they still order the same thing. So let's say a different order ID, but they still order the same number 1 product. And it keeps going lah. Now, when we have a many to many situation, this is called a non-normalized situation where, like just now, right? You see, there's no way to put a foreign key here also, because, for example, if let's say I want to put foreign key here, insert, cannot insert. Okay, let's say this is order ID, right? Then whenever people order, I must keep extending this thing. Order number 1, order number 2, order number 3, order number 4, order number 5. So this table will never be fixed. And that's something you don't want on your tables. You want data to be fixed as long as it can, unless the person wants to edit the product, like the price and everything. But these things should not keep changing. Okay, that's why we have the middle table. Okay. What is the middle table for? Is to make this kind of statement. Okay, so currently we compress into 1. Okay, this statement cannot exist, otherwise it's a non-normalized table. The only kind of statement that can exist is you can have 1 dot dot star and a 1 dot dot 1. This kind of statement then can exist. Okay, so this is basically the standard statement that should exist. Okay. This can also be replaced by 0 dot star. This can also be replaced by 0 dot 0 or 0 dot 1. Oh, sorry, yeah, there's also another option, 0 dot 1. Okay, let me show you why. So when you replace it with this order product table. Every order here, can you see? Every order ID here has many order product rows. So you can say that one, I remove this, one order entry, okay, has one to many order product entries, because that one order, for example, that one order number one, for example, can appear many times in this table, in the middle table. Okay, same thing as the product. One product can appear many times as well in the order product table. Okay, so this way. However, each order product entry only has one product inside. Can you see? Each entry, I can only put one value inside, one product. If I need another value, I add another entry, but I put the same order ID or I put the same product ID. So if I need another entry of product number one, I develop a new primary key. I put product number one. It can be ordered by the same person. It can also be ordered by a different person. Normally, you order by the same person, you just increase the quantity, don't increase the thing. Okay. But if it's ordered by a different person, then a different order ID is here. Okay. So so each order product entry only has one product. Same thing, each entry of the order product only has one order table ID. Okay, so this is a one-to-one and one-to-many, and then a one-to-one, one-to-many on the other side as well. Okay, now that you have this defined, okay, you can tell where the foreign key is supposed to go. Okay, so remember that I say foreign key is the primary key of another table. So let's say this is the product ID, right? This is the primary key. Okay, this primary key will be order ID, but of course in the table itself it's just called ID. The foreign key is always at the table where there is a one-to-many. We call it the parent table. So this side is one-to-many, therefore this order ID goes here. This side is one-to-many, therefore the product ID goes here. That's how it makes sense. In this table, you are right also that if you're thinking this way, there is also an order-product ID. But it doesn't need to jump to another table. It maintains in here as just a simple ID. Okay, that's why this table is like this. Anybody confused so far? Anybody need me to repeat anything? Okay, in the test there will be a statement like this, but this statement will be slightly longer. Okay, it won't be so simple. So you all need to be very, very clear on this, because database is one of the most important things in our development. You all need to understand what is foreign key, what is primary key, what data goes to where. This is what you all need to understand. Okay, if no question, I keep going. Okay, so we have a middle table here. Okay. Remember we have this user and order table. So I'm going to ask you, how many orders can each user have? Each entry of the user. So what is supposed to be here? Come, somebody should. What is supposed to be here?
One-to-many.
One-to-many. That's correct. That is correct. Okay, can you explain why? Very simple.
One user can order a lot of things.
Yes, very simple, right? Okay, all common sense. Seriously, all common sense. Okay. Don't think in terms of like a user by itself. Think in terms of one entry of a user. So one user is basically seriously just one user. That one user with that certain name, that certain email, that certain number. Okay, of course, every user can have multiple accounts, then no problem. But we only think in terms of that one entry only. Okay, so when we're doing this kind of table, think in terms of one entry. So what about, okay, Ang Yong, you break for a while. I need somebody else to answer. Somebody else answer what is on this side. What is on this side? How many users can be in one order? Come somebody. Eden, Brian, Arvin, somebody answer. How many users can be in one? Yeah, one-to-one. Any explanation? This one should be easy. Explanation, explain. Why do you think it's one-to-one? One, no, not exactly. Just that one order can only belong to one user. That's the correct way to say. Okay, so one order can only belong to one user. Okay, one user can have only one order is wrong because one user can have many orders. Okay, so that's not the way to phrase it. So one order can only belong to one user. Okay, say it's like you see here okay, whenever you list down the address, right, you won't list down two addresses, otherwise who will deliver to two? You won't list down two numbers. Okay, you can list down two numbers, but normally people won't, right? You want the delivery person to contact you directly. So one order entry only can have one user. Okay, so then ask your Eden and Brian, somebody answer. Which foreign key goes to which table? Eden or Brian? Anybody? Hello, Eden, Brian? Just try, no problem. Wrong, so never mind.
The foreign key or the table go to user tables. Is it?
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'll give you an option. Maybe not clear. User table, there's a user ID, right? Right. Then there's a order ID also, right? Okay, so which foreign key goes where? Does this one go here or does this one go here?
Order ID go to user ID.
This one go to here.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. No, it's not. Okay. Always remember, the foreign key is always the smaller one go to the bigger one. You see this example? This example here? Okay. The smaller one, which is the product ID, goes into the bigger one, which is the order product. So this user goes into here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you think in terms of reasoning. You think in terms of reasoning, okay? Okay, whenever, so this is where you have to think in terms of table form. Whenever you have a user table, okay, we don't have a user table, right? So let's have a user table. Okay, if you have many order ID, let's say instead of full name we have order ID. So when each user keep ordering, will you keep doing this? Right? If every day I buy one thing, I'll just keep doing this. Right? So this cannot happen. Okay, you must only have one value inside here. So this cannot happen. So okay, this is one way to figure out whether this is real or not. The other way is you think in common sense. If all the order ID go into the user, right? How does the order table know who buy? Because there's no identification of whoever that buy from here. You get it? You get what I mean?
Yeah,
so to know who buys something, you need to have this guy's ID or whatever, right? Because we need to get the phone number from the user table, blah blah blah, all that. So this one must come here. Okay, you understand?
Yeah, understand.
Understand. Okay, give you all one more table. This one that Eden try, because Eden haven't say. Okay, the other table that I'm gonna
Can I ask one question?
Yes, go ahead.
Why is there no middle table for order table and user table?
Because there's no need. Okay, you won't okay, middle table happens when you get a many to many relation. Okay, so whatever you all have learned, right, just think back. Let's say I don't have this table. Let's say I throw away. Okay, so one order can have many product, right? Correct, because you can buy 3 product, right? Then like one order, one data entry of order, you can buy 3 product. One product also can have many order, because you let's say you're multiple people, right? You have many different orders, and then all the orders will have the same product. Can you imagine? Okay, so when you have this kind of scenario, you don't know where to put the foreign key.
Oh, okay, get it.
Okay, and foreign key cannot be swapped one. Cannot here go here go here like that. That doesn't happen. Okay, so that's why you need to have the middle table. So this table is a collection of just IDs only. So I don't know if I can show your where is it? Okay, I might need to log in again. Give me a second. Yeah, I need to log in again. Okay, I'll show you. Give you a real life example. Okay. Okay, we have all our tables here, right? Okay, we look at products. We look at, okay, my order table is called transaction. Transaction. And then my middle table is called order. Okay, normally it's like that. So it's transaction, product, order. Okay. So look at the order, look at the transaction, where the product is here. Okay, so you see, transaction, we have the user ID, we have the total quantity, we have the total price, we have when you transact, the tracking number, payment status, date stamp, checkout ID, whatever. Okay. In the product table, you have all these. I think you'll see before already, right? Then in the order table, it's only numbers only. So this product ID belong to this ID. Okay. Here shouldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4. Here should be 900 something. Okay, but this is from testing data. But basically, all this is product ID that was last time one. Here is the transaction ID, where this transaction come from here. Transaction number, is that 31? That's transaction number 31, 32, 33, 34. So this field goes into this table. Okay, this quantity is how many of that single item that this guy buy. So from this table, you can tell, right? This product has at least been bought 3 times, because this guy buy 2 times, this guy buy 1 time. So this product at least been bought 3 times. Then you go back to transaction table, right? This 30, right? He buy 2 of the product number 12. So then product number 12 is $20. So his transaction ID number 30 must be at least $40, correct? So then you go back to transaction fee, number 30. Okay, here must be at least $40. Okay, currently it's called testing. Testing, we don't want to purposely pay money for no reason. That's why it's 001. Okay, but maybe I give you a better example. 35. Okay, you see 35, right? $1.85. Transaction ID number $1.85. This guy buy three of product number 17. Each of them is called $1.85. Means this guy must at least buy $5 worth of something. You want the transaction, the amount is 11. Okay, because there's surcharge, GST, all this kind of thing, so it will up the price. Okay, any question from anybody? Okay, no question. Okay, now it's Eden's turn. Give you another table, okay, from this same setup. The table we will be talking about is, okay, table we'll be talking about is the table we'll be talking about is called delivery. Okay, now Eden, since you never reply for a few times, I'll trap you inside here. Delivery, okay, link to user table. Okay, so what is delivery? Delivery is basically information that you have on the user. So for example, delivery, something like this. Okay, we don't store user and the delivery information together because some user can send to some other person. Like when you buy, let's say you buy from Shopee, right? But you don't deliver to yourself, you deliver to somebody else. So the delivery information, okay, can how do you say, can be sent to somewhere else. But we still need to link the user. Okay, this is a cheat, but you can take note. You still need to link the user to whoever ordered that delivery information. That means whoever registered the delivery information to this purchase must be linked to somewhere, whichever user. Okay, so Eden can tell me how is the structure going to be like? The numbers are basically the numbers. What's supposed to be here? What's supposed to be here? Can I start with this side? How many delivery information can each user have?
One is to many.
Okay, explanation. Explanation.
Each user can have multiple deliveries. So that's why it's one is to many.
Okay, you're right track. Bit more detail. Why can you have multiple delivery?
Why you can have multiple delivery?
Why? WHY. Why do you have multiple delivery?
You can make more than one order. Then
Not quite. It's because you can send to different people when every time you order. If let's say you're very generous, you keep sending to, you send to your auntie, you send to your uncle, you send to your sister, you send to your father, like that. They all can stay in different place, but the delivery address that you put in can be different. Understand?
oh okay.
So whenever you order something, the delivery address can keep being different, because you don't know, you can send to different place, doesn't have to be always at your house. Okay, but okay, not but lah. Can you identify this one? This side one?
But then each delivery can only be tagged to each user.
Correct, because only one user can make that information.
Yeah.
Right, because only the person that's typing on the computer can say, okay, deliver to Bedok South Street 1, example. So I'm the one that type it, only I can declare the information. So only the information can be declared by me, so it's one-to-one. Okay. Another relation why you need this one also is down here. Because each order must know where to deliver to. So it's like a triangle kind of format. Okay. Okay, so now open to the floor. Anyone can tell me each order table, how many delivery information can it have? Anybody, come, anybody. Eden also can. Anybody. Each order table, how many delivery information can you have? Come. Anybody answer? Each order table, how many? Think about when you deliver an order to somebody, how many entries of delivery information can you have? Shouldn't be that hard.
One.
Yeah, one. Right. You can only deliver to one person, very simple. So this is definitely one. Okay. What about this side? What about this side?
Also one, is it?
Okay, you say one. Anybody else got a different answer?
One too many.
Okay. Can both of you explain why? So Eden, why do you say 1-to-1?
Because each specific order should have a specific delivery.
That's this side. That is this side. Okay, that is this side.
One to many because each order can have the same delivery location.
Yeah, correct. I think Angel, you're around the same side, right? So
Yeah.
okay. So in a statement, this side is basically how many delivery information can be inside one order entry. Okay, so this statement is basically this number. So when this number is not relating to this thing itself, it's relating to the opposite side. So how many delivery order, delivery information can be in one order entry. So definitely must be one, because you cannot send to two people, then how the guy send to? Then this one is how many of this delivery information is inside here. Okay, so how many? How many
orders can have same delivery information?
Okay, wait. How to phrase it? How many orders can have the same delivery
Delivery.
information? Yeah, correct. Okay. My English not perfect, but this is how you phrase it. So y'all can see, right? There's the, English, there's the object, there's a subject and the focus thing, right? I can't remember what is it. But basically this thing is your main table. This thing is the table that you want to put in. This behind thing is the table here. Okay, I can't really explain properly in like English terms, but basically you know how it links. How many of this entry, like one row, can go inside this table? How many of this one row can go inside the table is basically the opposite. Okay, then same thing, right? Y'all know where the foreign key is supposed to go, right? Anyone can tell me which foreign key goes where? Come out, tell me, then this lesson end already. Which foreign key goes where? Hello. Come, Brian, tell me. Brian, Arvin, since y'all haven't been talking about. Which foreign key goes where? Delivery ID go to, yes, correct. Delivery ID, I need to create a new one. Delivery information ID goes into here. You're absolutely right. Okay. So in the order table, let me see. I think you all saw it just now, right? The transaction ID. See, wait. Or did I do it both ways? Okay, I didn't do it here. I did it the other way, but also can. For this project, I explain to you all later if anybody is in. For this project, especially the delivery is the other way. Okay, I explain to you all why, because the client dumb. Okay, but normally it's like that. Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. Okay, this is good. Today I'm gonna give you all a text. I want you all to come up with this entire thing. Okay, so each person go back. Tomorrow I see you at 11 again. Come up with, okay, this is your assignment. Okay, so plan wants to create a sheet, create a book. I don't remember what he wanted. Book order system. Okay, each book has a few categories. Okay, let's just give categories. Like fiction, non-fiction, comic. Basically it's a library system. New. Okay, never mind. Let's just these three categories first. Okay. Buyers can buy the books. Okay. Client wants each user to be able to see their transactions. Each book that is bought from each customer will be delivered to one address. This address can be different than the customer address. You know what this means, right? It means customer A pays but deliver to customer B. Anybody don't understand my statement? This is an actual client. Just that I haven't done it yet because we have a backlog. So one of you will be on this project later on. And then okay, so this is requirements. Okay, one slide for ER model. ER model is basically this. Table. Don't have to care about the stuff here first. Put all the one-to-many. Put all the. You can put the statement if you want to also. But when I see your things, you must explain why lah. Okay. One side ER model basically one dot dot star to one dot dot one. Oh shit. Relationship. Okay, one slide for data types. Please have at least 6 columns, including ID for each table. Okay, so basically one slide is this one slide is this one. You might not be able to fit everything on one slide, so you can put multiple slides for different tables. Okay, in here, there is at least 5 tables. Okay, if you can find 6, go ahead. If you can find 7, also go ahead. But there is at least 5 tables in this project lah. Okay, because the design is already out already, just that I haven't shown you. So I give you all this problem statement. This one I copy, I paste into our group. Okay, and then this one. Let me see. Okay, sorry, one more thing. 6 columns each table. Each column, please identify the data type. Char, integer, float, boolean. Sorry, copy again. Okay, anybody don't understand what you have to do? It's just a PowerPoint. Should be done in one day. If you can finish before today, okay, we can also call later on. But yeah, so far this is ER model. Okay, anybody got any? Oh, sorry. Ang Yang, just now you asked me, right? How do you get a 0 to?
Yeah, actually I want to ask you. Yeah.
Sorry, you want to ask, right? 0 to something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Show you why. In some situations, okay, let me think of a scenario. In some situations, this will be 0 because you don't order anything and have an account. I know it's stupid but most situations 1.1, but 1.1 also sometimes means that there can be 0.0. So like if a user never orders anything, but he just create an account, it's like let's say you're the kind that go on Carousel, right? But you keep selling, but you never buy, right? So in the transaction table, you would in Carousel's one, you will never have a user ID in their transaction, but you will have a user ID in their sales table.
How about 0 to many? Like
put
the dealer address.
Yeah. So each user can have. What is it? Each user can also have 0 to many orders. Hang on. Oh, sorry. Wait. Forget what I said. The 0 should be here. Sorry. Each user can order nothing. Like the user can have no orders. This one cannot be 0 because every order must have a user inside. Sorry. My mistake. Why? Because when you make an order, must be by somebody. You cannot make an order by nobody. You know what I mean? Like whenever you have an order, right? Whenever you have an order, there must be a user that's ordering the order. If you don't order, means there's no such order. Like you cannot have an entry where, okay, let's say this is user ID, right? You can't have an entry where the user ID is blank. So it can't be 0. So otherwise, if it's blank, then how do you know who to send to? Yeah, so that's the logic. So this cannot be 0. This can be 0 because user order, like okay, this is a statement. How many orders can be inside? Sorry, how many Let me see. How many DI can be? This one is correct. How many orders can be made by one user? Can be 0 because you order nothing. But then if you go to the other side, the statement will be how many users can one order have? Cannot be 0 Cannot be 0 right? You think logic. Yeah. So whenever you're creating this kind of table, right, if you cannot imagine, you write it out. So the first thing that basically just go how many user can have one order? How many orders can have one user? So if this is the basic, can have how many orders can have how many user one user, for example. Yeah. Okay. So this is the basic statement in English term. So in 0.1,
I'm not sure how. So.
Very unlikely that scenario. Let me think. Delivery information. This one also cannot. But there is such a thing. Just in very, very special scenario, there is I don't know where but there is such a thing. Just that not very common. The most common you see is basically these two. These two. If you can define these two, is good enough already for us, because 0 is basically 1. Just sometimes it cannot be now. Okay. So yeah, all clear on this thing.
Okay.
All clear. Everybody clear? Brian, Eden, Avin, all clear? Okay. If all clear, we are done for today. The just give me, okay, so today is the assignment. Tomorrow yours give back to me, but if y'all can give me by today, can just finish the PowerPoint, save it, then you can PM me on WhatsApp or whatever, just send me the PowerPoint. If by today also can, okay, because this is not very hard just try okay. I just give you a few clues. This is one table, okay. Book and category is one table. Can? Okay. Okay, that's it. Lesson end. Okay, see you all tomorrow. Send me the PowerPoint whenever y'all can. All right. Okay, can. Thanks.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.